There comes a moment in your life when you realize you are not a lifeboat. You were never meant to be. You are a lighthouse. For years, you might have lived like a lifeboat, racing into every storm, pulling people out of waves they chose to swim in, trying to fix, rescue, and save everyone you love. You called it loyalty. You called it love. But deep down, it felt like drowning. Because being a lifeboat is exhausting. You're always on call, always responsible, always rowing towards someone else's emergency, even when your own heart is running on empty. You apologize for setting boundaries. You feel guilty when you say no. You worry that if you stop rescuing, people will call you selfish, cold, or uncaring. But here's the truth. You were not born to be everybody's emergency exit. You were born to be a steady light. A lighthouse doesn't chase ships. It doesn't throw itself into the ocean to drag them to safety. It doesn't beg, "Please let me save you." A lighthouse stands, anchored, rooted, grounded in rock. It shines, consistently, quietly, powerfully. It says, "I am here. I am light." If you choose safety, if you choose growth, if you choose a better way, you will always be able to find me. That is the Lighthouse Principle. Stay anchored. This means you stop abandoning yourself to prove your worth. You stop betraying your values just to keep the peace. You stop shrinking your needs so other people can stay comfortable in their chaos. Instead, you root yourself in your truth. You stand firm in what you believe. You honor your intuition. You choose self-respect over constant rescue. Shine consistently. You don't have to shout, convince, or chase. Your life becomes your message. Your peace becomes your energy. Your growth becomes your signal. You shine by becoming the healthiest version of yourself, by healing, by doing the work, by choosing boundaries, by refusing to participate in cycles that drain you. And as you shine, something powerful happens. The right people recognize your light. They are drawn to your clarity, not your chaos. They are inspired by your strength, not your sacrifice. They come not to consume you, but to grow with you. Respect others' journeys. This is one of the hardest parts, because loving someone does not mean steering their ship for them. It does not mean shielding them from every consequence, every lesson, every wave. Sometimes love means letting people experience their own storms, letting them learn from their own choices, letting them feel the discomfort that leads to growth. You can care deeply and still say, "This is yours to carry." You can support without enabling. You can listen without fixing. You can stand close without losing yourself. Stop chasing. You don't have to run after anyone to prove you're worthy of love. You don't have to bleed yourself dry just to be good enough to stay. The people who are meant for you will not require you to drown to deserve them. They will see your boundaries as wisdom, not rejection. They will respect your no as much as your yes. They will navigate toward your light because they are choosing growth too. Lighthouse versus lifeboat. The lifeboat is frantic. It reacts. It rushes. It burns out. The lighthouse is calm. It observes. It endures. It stands. The lifeboat confuses over-responsibility with love. I must fix you to prove I care. The lighthouse understands true love includes freedom. I care, and I trust you with your own life. The lifeboat constantly asks, "What do you need from me now?" The lighthouse quietly asks, "Who am I becoming? And what do I allow near my light?" When you shift from lifeboat to lighthouse, you reclaim your power. You move from overgiving to healthy giving, from people-pleasing to self-respect, from chaos to clarity, from burnout to inner peace. Your life starts to change. The relationships that only thrived on your saving may fall away. The patterns built on you abandoning yourself begin to break. It can feel lonely at first, quieter, different, but in that quiet, you'll notice something. You can finally hear your own heart. You can finally feel your own needs. You can finally see your own path. And slowly, the right people begin to appear. Those who don't need you to rescue them, but are grateful to have your light beside them. Those who are steering their own ship, doing their own work, taking radical responsibility for their own lives. Together, you don't sink each other, you rise. So today, give yourself permission to stop being the lifeboat. You are allowed to choose yourself without being cruel. You are allowed to rest without being lazy. You are allowed to say no without being unloving. You are allowed to stand tall and let your light be enough. Anchor into your values. Protect your peace. Guard your energy. Shine, not to save everyone, but to live fully as who you really are. The ones who are ready will see your light. The ones who aren't will call it to bright. That's okay. You are not here to dim yourself to make others comfortable in the dark. You are here to be a lighthouse, steady in the storm, faithful to your own foundation. A beacon of what it looks like to live from self-possession instead of over-responsibility. You do not need to chase. You do not need to prove. You do not need to drown. Stand, shine, stay. rooted, the right ships will always, always find your light.